Okay. We're going to multiply a trinomial and a binomial. So just a couple of quick vocab recaps or reminders. Monomial is 1. Binomial is 2 terms. We're talking about the number of terms. Trinomial is 3 terms. Beyond that, they pretty much call them all polynomials. I suppose they could come up with like a quadnomial or something like that. But really, beyond a trinomial, they're going to call them all polynomials. Sometimes they call binomials and trinomials polynomials as well. They're all polynomials. Even a monomial, which is only one term for some reason, is still a polynomial. Poly meaning many. Don't let the vocabulary scare you. It's not anything to worry about. So we're going to, and this is a side note, we're going to multiply x squared plus 2x minus 1 times 3x plus 4. And I'm going to do this in 2 different ways. The first one, we're going to make a table out of it and kind of use the table to find all of our like terms and come up with a final answer that way. And then the other way is just like I've done in previous videos where I just multiply one by the other. So let's start with the table. I'm going to separate my terms into x squared, 2x, and negative 1. And I'm going to draw very neat, nice lines for my table. And then on the other side, I'm going to have my 3x and my 4. And then I'm going to draw my lines in here too. Just like that. Beautiful lines, right? Maybe make some lines here. Okay. And then I'm going to multiply these through. So 3x, I should have a line right here. 3x times x squared is 3x cubed. Remember your properties of exponents. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. And 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 2x is 8x. And 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So now I'm going to look for like terms. This is my only cubic, my only x to the third power. So I'm going to write that one down, 3x cubed. I have 2x squareds. I have a 6x squared and a 4x squared. I'm going to put those together. 6x squared plus 4x squared gives us positive 10x squared. And then I have a positive 8x and a negative 3x. And I'm going to put those together. So 8x minus 3x, or 8x plus negative 3x, is a plus 5x. And then I have just this minus 4 all by itself. And so I'm going to throw that in there as well. And that is actually the final answer after let's try that one again. That is the final answer after we've combined all of our like terms. That is what our answer should look like. 3x cubed plus 10x squared plus 5x minus 4. Okay, the other way to look at this, the other way to do this is we're going to take our x squared plus 2x minus 1, and we're going to multiply that by 3x plus 4. And what we really just need to do is just make sure that we multiply every term in the left parentheses by every term in the right parentheses. Okay, so what I do is I take, the x squared is my first term. I'm going to make sure that I multiply that by the 3x and by the 4. So x squared times 3x gives me, maybe I'll use this color again. We'll go with blue. X squared times 3x gives me 3x cubed. X squared times 4 is going to be plus 4x squared. And then I can move to my next term, my 2x. And again, I want to make sure I multiply it by everything in the other parentheses. 2x times 3x is 6x squared. And 2x times 4 is 8x. Okay, and then I'm going to move to my last term, which is the negative 1. And again, I'm multiplying it by everything in the other parentheses. So negative 1 times 3x is minus 3x. Negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. And this will work out the same as the other one did. It might be a little bit harder to identify and keep track of like terms, especially when we start getting bigger polynomials. Like a trinomial and binomial are not that huge, but we could get much larger. I don't know if we do in this book. But we could get larger polynomials where we're multiplying, 5 terms by 5 terms. You're going to end up with a lot of terms, and then keeping track of your squares and your cubes. A table might work better for you. Whatever works better for you, go ahead and do that. But so now that I have my extended version, I guess we could call this, I'm going to go through and collect my like terms. So 3x cubed, that is the only 3x cubed. So I'm going to write that down, 3x cubed. I have a 4x squared and a 6x squared. I'm going to combine those. That gives me 10x squared. This one was nice. Everything kind of fell in order. An 8x and a negative 3x. That is my plus 5x. And then the negative 4 is all by itself again. So again, I got the same answer, just use a slightly different method and drew a slightly different shape around it. These, like so many other things in math, they just take practice. So just make sure you're practicing these and trying them on your own before you watch the video. That's more helpful than watching the video and then trying them on your own. Okay, because then you kind of push yourself into, if you do it beforehand, you can see where you've made mistakes and you can correct those mistakes. If you do it after, you tend to kind of correct, even if you're not sure why you're correcting it, to kind of bend it into the answer that it's supposed to be. Okay, that's it for this one.